Jesse Davis. What would it take for David Miscavige to lose his mandate to govern? Is it possible for the other board members of the RTC to essentially stage a coup and oust him from power? If David Miscavige was able to manipulate the political structure of Scientology so that he became COB after the death of LRH, then what is preventing another person from doing so? In order for David Miscavige to lose his mandate, he would have to be publicly pilloried or ridiculed or put in some position where everybody found out what a criminal, awful person he is. And then they would lose their faith in him. And that is the body of Scientologists, because that's the group of people that Miscavige relies upon to pull the hood over, the wool over their eyes. And they follow him blindly. And they don't pay too much attention to what he's up to. And if they did find out very forcefully what he was up to, there was some kind of video evidence of him beating on people or something like that. And it was like irrefutable. Like you see it clearly. His face is right there. He's talking. You can hear him. He's beating on somebody, and it's clearly, not deserved. Scientologists would absolutely positively react negatively to that. Almost uniformly they would. Not very many Scientologists would think that it's okay to beat on somebody. Like I've mentioned in the podcast this week, that's a Sea Org thing and sometimes a staff thing, but mainly that's a Sea Org thing. The public Scientologists are not okay with that. And there are many, many places where Hubbard is sort of writes words that could be interpreted easily as almost not pacifistic, but certainly that you wouldn't, go that direction in order to resolve your conflicts or discipline anybody. It can be justified, and it is justified all the time in Scientology, that bad things are justified or rationalized. But if you could show, Miscavige doing something really off the reservation, really crazy, Scientologists might lose some faith in him, and that would be something that would work. That would be something that could get him gone. There is no ability through the board of RTC to get rid of him. One of the practices L. Ron Hubbard had in place when he ran the whole Scientology network was he had, wherever he wanted to have this, he would have undated signed letters of resignation from board members or other people, executive directors of organizations or board members of the various churches of Scientology. Hubbard had those. So if he wanted to, he could always throw a date on it, put it into play, and you're out of here, right? It's his version of getting rid of people he doesn't want anytime he wants to, right? With these undated letters. And Miscavige has done the same thing. So where all the key principal board members or positions of legal power in Scientology, Miscavige has utter control of. There's nothing been left to chance with that. So he holds all the keys to all the doors, to all the places that power really resides in Scientology, the money, influence, etc. That's what Miscavige has hold of as the puppet master, and no one else has those keys. And doesn't even, a lot of people don't even know which of those doors even exist, much less that there are keys to them. It's so the information is compartmentalized and siloed so well in Scientology at the very, very top that you might know about this and this as if Marty Rathman or Mike Rinder, right? They knew about this and this and this, but they didn't know about this and this. And maybe some other guy knew a little bit about this and this, but he didn't know about any of this over here. And so various junior people have their areas of responsibility or knowledge, but Miscavige is the only one who has the whole picture. As I understand it, that's how it's run at the very, very, very top of Scientology. There isn't more than one guy who really gets the whole thing. Maybe some of the lawyers do. I would say Monique Yingling and her tax firm, and some of those echelon people might have at least from a legal standpoint, they might understand the layout of the land and the labyrinth of corporate entities that make up Scientology and all of that. But even then, they're not going to necessarily know all the internal stuff. I don't know that Monique Yingling understands a damn thing about the Church of Spiritual Technology and the whole, preservation of the tech project, where they're doing all the, the steel plates and all that, saving all of Hubbard's words. So even there, the lawyers might not necessarily be in the loop on all the different things that are going on, all the different wheels that are spinning at all times. And this is one of the ways that Miscavige ensures that he stays in power, is he's the only guy who really gets the whole thing. And he doesn't let anybody else in on his secrets unless he wants them to be. And so there isn't another person who's got the whole picture. Probably Lou Stukenbrock, his communicator, would be the person who would be the closest to having the whole picture. Shelley, when she was his wife, probably had approximately the whole picture, and in one way or another. But even then, I can't sit here and say for sure that that's the case. Miscavige could be holding all kinds of things close to the vest. Now, one of the reasons that he does this is exactly to prevent what you have asked about here, which is, could somebody else come up the line and arrange a coup? Of course they could. And Miscavige is very aware of the fact that that can happen because he did it. So he knows all the tricks, and he knows at least he knows the tricks he played, and he knows the tricks that other people have played over the years, because there have been attempts to take him out, or there have been attempts by people to push back. And he has found them, and he has isolated them, and he has destroyed them. Mark Yeager, for example, was one such person. He really tried to, I don't think he tried to do a whole coup thing, but he definitely was pushing back. And he got isolated and controlled within an inch of his life until he kind of gave up on all of that. So Miscavige has that power, and he is very, very paranoid, very, very watchful for anybody pulling any kind of shenanigans like that. I think that one of the problems with the Sea Org members as well is that you have the core of Scientology, and all the important stuff that's going on in Scientology is happening at the level of the Sea Org. There isn't a big thing going on with the staff or with the public. It's the Sea Org where everything originates from and where everything is controlled. Sea Org members are indoctrinated from day one into being little compliance machines. It's all about compliance. It's all about yes, sir, no, sir, how high, sir. So you would have to go into this situation, into this hierarchy of compliance, and it's much significantly firmer than, say, the military. It's paramilitary, but what the Sea Org does is way more extreme than what goes on in any branch of the military. So where I'm trying to go with this is, you also have each Sea Org member thoroughly siloed into their areas. So in order to move up the ranks, you have to go through a number of clearances, security checks, on the e-meter, where they're, roto-rootering all of your crimes and moral transgressions from your whole life. And you're confessing. And all of this has various psychological effects on a person and keeps them compliant. So you're going to have somebody who's going to come up the line who that ain't going to work on, but they're going to pretend it did. Or somebody who's going to come up the line who that did work on, but at some point they're going to snap out of it or switch out of that. And they're going to start becoming crafty and cunning and trying to figure out how they can take over. And odds are they could probably figure it out if they were close enough and crafty enough. But they'd have to be pretty damn crafty. And they'd have to be aware of the fact that the e-meter doesn't do what it says it does, right? What Hubbard describes it doing. They'd have to be able to beat an e-meter, in other words, right? They'd have to be able to take the idea away that the e-meter can read their mind and that they need to confess things when the meter is responding, right? They'd have to break out of that mindset, as I am sure David Miscavige has. I don't think Miscavige believes in the e-meter, and I don't think he believes that it really works the way Hubbard describes. and you'd have to have a similar kind of person come up the line in order to see through the facade of what's going on there. Is kind of where I'm trying to go with this. Is Sea Org members are the most indoctrinated, most controlled people in Scientology, and they are also the most fanatical, which means, unfortunately, that they're also the most irrational. They are incapable of critically thinking about their topic of Scientology and the Sea Org. They just can't. So it'd be a little hard for somebody to be a good Sea Org member, rise up the ranks, check all the boxes, fill in all the blanks, and then turn into Miscavige's worst nightmare and take the whole thing over. It'd be really hard to be able to do that. You know, you'd have to have somebody who's pretty extraordinary. Or completely nuts, right? Completely psychotic, completely narcissistic, like a Miscavige, right? So it could be done. Could absolutely be done. Will it be done? Don't know. Could be happening right now. And I only laugh because I think it would be funny to see Miscavige get some karma payback. With a coup. I think that would be fascinating if Scientology were all bets would be off if that happened. It'd be fascinating to see what direction could it go in if somebody else took control. Because it could go lots of different ways. It could go better, it could go worse, or it could stay the same. So, but anyway, I think I've made my point that that no, it would be very, very hard to do, but it could be done, and maybe eventually it will.